There's a book that, for 600 years, nobody on Earth has been able to read. It's written in a language that doesn't seem to exist, and it's filled with drawings of impossible plants and bizarre cosmic charts. It is, without a doubt, history's most baffling mystery. So, what is it? A lost language? An unbreakable medieval code? Or is it the most magnificent and elaborate hoax ever created? The world's greatest minds have been trying to find out for centuries, and every single one of them has failed. This is the story of the Voynich Manuscript. Tucked away in a secure vault at Yale University's Voynich Library, the Voynich Manuscript is a surprisingly small book for such a massive mystery. It measures about 9 by 6 inches, and its 240 vellum pages are covered in a flowing, elegant script that is totally unique. This script, nicknamed Voynichese, uses between 20 and 25 core characters that have never been seen anywhere else. The text flows confidently from left to right, suggesting the scribes, and recent research indicates there were at least 5 of them, were fluent in what they were writing. What's truly remarkable is that there are almost no corrections or crossed-out words, a stunning feat for any medieval scribe. But it's the illustrations that really send this book into the realm of the bizarre. Nearly every page has a vibrant hand-colored drawing. There are plants that botanists just can't identify, with roots, leaves, and flowers all mixed together in combinations that don't exist in nature. There are intricate astrological charts of suns and moons, but the constellations they form are completely unrecognizable. And then there are the most famous pages, dozens of small, naked women bathing in pools of green liquid, all connected by a strange network of tubes that look almost like internal organs. For a long time, many people figured it had to be a modern forgery, a prank just too weird to be real. But in 2009, that theory was put to bed for good. Radiocarbon dating at the University of Arizona confirmed the manuscript's parchment was made in the early 15th century, sometime between 1404 and 1438. The inks and paints also check out for that period. The Voynich Manuscript is a genuine 600-year-old artifact. The mystery is very, very real. The book's modern story kicks off in 1912, when a rare book dealer named Wilfrid Voynich stumbled upon it at a Jesuit college near Rome. Voynich became obsessed, and he spent the rest of his life trying to solve its puzzle. Tucked inside the book, he found a letter from 1665, written by a Prague-based scientist named Johannes Marcus Marci. The letter revealed the manuscript once belonged to the Holy Roman Emperor Rudolph II, a ruler famously into alchemy and all things mystical. The emperor supposedly dropped 600 gold ducats on it, believing it was the secret work of the 13th century friar and proto-scientist Roger Bacon. Marci sent the book to Athanasius Kircher, a celebrated Jesuit scholar in Rome, who had a reputation for deciphering ancient texts. He'd even claimed he could read Egyptian hieroglyphs. Marci was hoping Kircher could work his magic on the manuscript. But we have no idea if Kircher even tried. After that letter, the book completely vanishes from the historical record for over 200 years, probably collecting dust in that Jesuit library until Voynich found it. That 2-century gap in its history only makes the whole thing more mysterious. To really get a feel for how strange this book is, you have to look inside. Scholars have broken it down into 6 sections, though what they're actually for is anyone's guess. First up is the herbal section, which is the largest part of the book. Page after page is filled with detailed drawings of plants. The problem? Botanists can't definitively identify most of them. Some appear to be mashups, combining the roots of one plant with the leaves of another and the flower of a third. Are these lost species from some forgotten corner of the world, or did they only exist in the author's imagination? Next is the astronomical section, packed with complex circular diagrams. You can see suns, moons, and stars, often laid out in wheels that look a bit like the zodiac. But the constellations themselves don't match any known charts from Europe or anywhere else. It's a map of the cosmos, just not ours. Then comes the part that gets really weird. the balneological or biological section. This is where we find those bizarre scenes of nude women, some wearing crowns, wading around in pools and tubes filled with strange fluids. The theories here are all over the place. Is it a manual for medieval spa treatments? A guide to human reproduction? Or maybe a complex symbolic map of alchemical processes? The manuscript also has cosmological charts that look like strange maps, a pharmaceutical section with drawings of plant parts next to what look like apothecary jars. And finally, a section of pure text marked with little stars in the margins which some think could be recipes. Each section seems to have its own purpose and vocabulary, just like a real textbook. But what it all means is still a total mystery. So the big question remains, what is the Voynich Manuscript? For the last century, the debate has really boiled down to three main theories. First, is it a code? This idea attracted some of the biggest names in cryptography. William and Elizabeth Friedman, the legendary American codebreakers who cracked Japan's purple cipher in World War II, spent years on it and got nowhere. NSA cryptographers gave it a shot with early computers and also came up empty. The text seems to follow linguistic rules. Some letters are more common than others, certain characters tend to start or end words, but it doesn't behave like any known type of medieval cipher. Second, could it be a real, but lost, language? The script flows so naturally that it might be a language that has simply vanished from history. Or it could be an invented language, created from scratch with its own grammar and rules. The great William Friedman himself came to believe this was the most likely answer. But the text also has strange quirks not seen in any human language, like the same word being repeated 2 or 3 times in a row, and a suspicious lack of short 2- or 3-letter words. That leads us to the third and most tantalizing theory. Is it all just a brilliant 600-year-old hoax? The idea is that a clever artist created a beautiful but completely meaningless book to sell to a rich, gullible patron, someone exactly like Emperor Rudolph II. Now, creating over 200 pages of consistent gibberish is a huge undertaking, but maybe not impossible. The problem with the hoax theory is that the writing isn't random. It has too much structure. It lives in this frustrating space right between meaning and nonsense. If the best human minds have been stumped for a century, what's next? Well, a new kind of mind has taken up the challenge: artificial intelligence. Researchers have set powerful machine learning algorithms loose on the manuscript, hoping they could spot patterns invisible to the human eye. In one well-known study, an AI trained on hundreds of languages concluded that the text was likely Hebrew, scrambled with a type of anagram where the vowels were dropped out. This was an exciting lead, but when scholars tried to translate passages with this method, the results were disconnected and made no sense. Other AI models have pointed to statistical links with Arabic or other language families, but not a single one has produced a verifiable translation. And in a cool new twist, recent imaging technology has revealed faint notes in the margins, possibly an early attempt by a 17th century owner to create an alphabet key. It seems the struggle to decode this book is almost as old as the book itself. So, what is the Voynich Manuscript? Is it the last surviving text of a lost civilization? A secret manual for alchemists? Or the most successful literary prank in all of history? The truth is, after more than 600 years, we're not much closer to an answer. What do you think? Drop your best theory in the comments below. If you love diving into historical mysteries like this one, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next investigation. For a full deep dive into the Voynich Manuscript with even more hidden details and analysis, check out our extended Cipher Chronicles episode now available on the channel. Trust me, you'll see this mystery in a whole new light. And this isn't the end. Stay tuned, because we've got brand new mystery series coming soon, diving even deeper into history's greatest enigmas. The manuscript remains a perfect enigma, a mirror that reflects whatever theory we want to see in it. It sits silently in its glass case at Yale, its secrets perfectly kept. Perhaps the real mystery isn't just what's written in the book, but why, after 6 centuries of silence, we're still so desperate to make it speak.